So before we dive into this topic, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. You already know who it is. It's your boy, Reggie. We got some pretty interesting news on Zach LaVine. Now, if you guys been keeping up with the channel, you know that we've been talking about Zach LaVine for a minute now, right? And the reports are that the Lakers are definitely interested in Zach LaVine and his availability ahead of the trade deadline. Now, this makes absolute sense for the Los Angeles Lakers because the Los Angeles Lakers have one of the worst offenses in the NBA. As you can see on the screen, we are 23rd in offensive efficiency, and we are 28th in three-point field goal percentage at 11% per game, ladies and gentlemen. So I was actually listening to NBA Today, and Adrian Wojnarowski gave a very, very interesting update on the Zach LaVine trade to Los Angeles.
Well, you brought up Zach LaVine, so let's talk a little bit more about him. He, as you mentioned, Billy Donovan said he's expected to be back barring setbacks next week. What can you tell us, Woj, about Chicago's plan for Zach LaVine going forward?
I mean, this is what Chicago needs from Zach LaVine. They need him to be healthy and play and show he's healthy, and they need him to impact winning. This team has played much, much better without him. When he's been gone, he has obviously seen that. And I think teams around the league who are judging whether they would get involved in trade talks for Zach LaVine want to see those two things. If Zach LaVine wants a trade, if the Bulls want to find a trade, they need him to show that he, again, is healthy and that he can impact winning. And this is a player, I think, and, you know, Perk mentioned all of those things that the Lakers might need, speed and defensive versatility to guard all those players he mentioned. That's not what Zach LaVine brings. He is an offensive player. He plays largely one end of the floor. This isn't a two-way player. And so I think for the Lakers, and when you look at the Lakers and Bulls, there's difficulty putting the pieces together on what a trade would look like in terms of what the Bulls would want to have back. I think it's a tough trade to make.
By the way, they're 10-6 in the 16 games he's missed now in that bunch. And two of those losses were, one was at Milwaukee in overtime, and one is Jimmy Butler in Miami at the buzzer. They have played a lot better without Zach LaVine. Top 5 team in passing, which they were not. I think they were like 23rd with Zach LaVine in there. So, look, there's all kinds of indications that they are playing better. Yes, Drummond going into the lineup and getting about some Wilt-like number of rebounds.
Every night, 15 rebounds.
It's crazy, right? 20 rebounds average in the last 4 games. So they're playing better without him. Now, they'll try to dance around that. And DeRozan plays differently without Zach LaVine, and better, and Kobe White's a different player completely. So they need to move Zach LaVine. But you're right, Woj, and I know I ask Woj this, but every couple of days I text him in the middle of games. But his value is just not that great. One of the things, not a two-way player at all. And so those things that Perk outlined, the Lakers absolutely need. He can offset, though, some of those offensive stars with his. Look, Zach LaVine can fill it up. He can do that, and the Lakers may need that.
Go ahead, Perk.
But Woj and Wilborn, the two legends, y'all missed the key point. I said under the leadership of LeBron
That's
James.
The best
LeBron James.
That's the best case to make.
Yes.
Yes, under the leadership of LeBron James. He just brings something different out of you. That's
no doubt, Perk. He does. I mean, look, he has not had that player above him. He's been the best player in Chicago. He needs that. And look, if he can't do it under LeBron, then who else would he do it under LeBron?
4 years, about an average of $45 million a year. That's a heck of a gamble on asking LeBron James to validate, justify taking on that contract. Zach LaVine has to show it between when he comes back now and the trade deadline on February 8th if he wants to get moved, if they want to find a trade.
If they're playing better without him, though, do they give him the space to showcase himself?
Listen, I think in Chicago, they're hoping that Zach LaVine's been watching, seeing how this team has operated, and figuring out how he can fit back into it and impact it, because they don't want to go back to the way they were playing. It was unwatchable. They were a team that was literally non-competitive when they were playing through Zach LaVine earlier this season.
So you guys just heard what Adrian Wojnarowski had to say about the Zach LaVine deal. He said that the Lakers clearly are interested in Zach LaVine, but the Bulls are trying to figure out what pieces they would want back in a return. Listen, man, I know we got a lot of Austin Reeves fans, But the reality is, in my opinion, man, he probably more than likely will have to be included in this deal. I think the Lakers, though, will try to do everything in their power to keep Austin Reeves. If it were me, though, if I could get a Zach LaVine and an Alex Caruso, I would be more than willing to part with Austin Reeves. Like I said, the Los Angeles Lakers offense is it's just horrible, man. You're not going to win a championship. I don't care how good your defense is. You're not winning a championship with the 23rd ranked offense in the NBA. You're just not winning a championship in today's NBA with an offense this bad. Zach LaVine comes in and he cleans up a lot of the issues that the Lakers have, because if you really look at our starting lineup, right now we got LeBron James at point. We got Anthony Davis at center. Outside of those two, the other guys in our starting lineup are really not a threat to score. Cam Reddish is not a threat to score. Jarrett Vanderbilt is not a threat to score. Taurean Prince is a nice player, but he's really just a 3-and-D guy, right? A guy to space the floor. He's not really a scorer. He's not a guy that can create his own offense on his own. Zach LaVine answers that need for the Los Angeles Lakers. And also, you have to think, if you're the Lakers, about your future after LeBron James. LeBron James has a player option this season. He already said that he was considering retirement this past summer. So you can't really waste much time. In my opinion, you got to go all in to try to get a championship. That's my opinion. But we'll see what Rob Pelinka and the Lakers do, ladies and gentlemen, at the trade deadline. But yes, man, that's really all I got. I'm praying for Zach LaVine to come to the Los Angeles Lakers. I think Zach LaVine with a LeBron James and an Anthony Davis puts us right at the top of the league with teams like Boston, Milwaukee, and obviously in the West, you have the Denver Nuggets. And even teams like, Minnesota, even though I still think they're too young to win the whole thing, but they are playing well this season. But yes, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.
Let's bring it. I see a veteran up in here, man. MJ. Bring in my good friend, man. How you doing, brother? I know you got a lot to say about Scam. I know.
What up, man? That's his name, dog, and Scam. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, bro. I hate to tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dan.
I really had to work for this.
As a Laker, you guys gotta stop thinking of mediocre. The dude, now y'all the guy on one channel, they say the players are trash on his one channel.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about you right now, the locker room. He said all the players are trash.
Most of these niggas are fans of me. I really appreciate it. I really do.
He's talking about you right now, the locker room. He said all the players are trash.
Most of these niggas are fans of me. I really appreciate it. I really do.
You making video after video about me, bro? You a fucking fat hoe ass nigga.
Ain't nothing to work to.
Thank you. Good night. Have a seat. Fuck you, locker room.